grab all they can, all for themselves. Hello, everyone, it's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel and tap that notification bell. Like this video, that helps me to keep making videos, and I'd appreciate it majorly. So, this is going to be long, so get comfortable if you want to pay attention. If you don't, believe me, dude, that's just fine by me. And, so I'm going to try to tell this as efficiently as possible. I've always wondered about the UK. Why so much seems to converge in the UK. Even before I thought of these things, I always thought, like, why is the Russia hoax? Why does it all seem to start there, from both campaigns? Okay, that's part of the reason why I started to think these two campaigns were working together, or at least, my theory. My theory that I believe Trump and Hillary fixed the 2016 election. I believe he basically blackmailed her into losing on purpose. And whether or not she's been complicit after the fact, I'd say that's probably a distinct possibility, but this is all just theory, and I'll never be able to prove any of this stuff, so, Anyways, there's some new pictures of Prince Andrew, and it's interesting because this photo has been out here for a long time. And we've seen this 1,000 different times, and this is a party at Mar-a-Lago in February 2000. You got Trump, Melania, Epstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell. But apparently, Prince Andrew was at the same party. This is the same event, and there's Epstein in the background. There's Ghislaine as well, and Prince Andrew was Epstein's guest at the party. There's another picture of him there. Supposedly, according to the Sun. And Prince Andrew is flying from Spain. I think he's kind of been lying low there with his wife. I think Fergie's there with him as well. For some reason, she's re-entered his life, probably because of this, because she was, I think, she was his wife during some of this stuff. She probably has knowledge of it, and for whatever reason, she's been by his side during this recently. I think they're all flying back to wherever. I guess Buckingham Palace or London to deal with this, I don't know. I mean, that's what it's being reported. I don't even have that article up here from the Sun, but that's that, and that's where these pictures come from. It's in the Daily Mail piece. There it is, right there. So, and from the beginning, I've referenced this article many times, okay, as being a significant thing for me. Not many other people made much hay out of this, but about a meeting between David Pecker and Trump in the Trump Tower, the 26th floor, I guess his office, where he brought over an edition, which he frequently did, according to Michael Cohen, or actually normally he would mail them or send them over to Trump, and then they would chat about, stories in his magazine or his paper over the phone, Trump and David Pecker. They have a long-time working relationship. They're associates, whatever, catch and kill, blah, blah, blah. But, in this case, he brought the edition over, and the cover edition was about a picture. It had Epstein and Prince Andrew, and it was about an exclusive with Virginia Roberts Giuffre, who claims that Epstein paid her to have sex with Prince Andrew. And in this meeting, according to Sam Nunberg, a former Trump Organization employee, as well as Michael Cohen, who corroborated what Sam Nunberg said, because Sam Nunberg spoke to this journalist, Emily Jane Fox, he said that Trump said, don't tell anybody this, but David Pecker had just been there and said that the pictures that Epstein has of Bill Clinton on his island were even worse. And the presumption is even worse than Prince Andrew. The picture, I guess the pictures he has of Prince Andrew with whomever, whether it's Virginia Giuffre or whatever. In any event, I always focused on that statement, about the Clinton aspect, not so much the Prince Andrew aspect. But at the same time, as I open up this video, I've always wondered why it's so strange how so much of this seems to run through, the United Kingdom. I mean, just recently, Boris, who's the new prime minister of Britain, he sent a request to the Queen to prorogue Parliament or prorogation, whatever it is, that basically suspends Parliament so that, for slightly in excess of a month, I believe, that they'll only have a couple weeks left to debate the topic of Brexit whenever a deal is hammered out in the very near future, almost making it impossible for Parliament to pass any laws to block some kind of Brexit or no deal Brexit, and Brexit, it seems to be an objective of Trump. I think there may be other very complicated reasons for that beyond just striking a trade deal and getting some kind of political win for himself. I do. I think there's a lot more beyond it, and I think that I'll never know. I don't know if there's just huge private equity interests in any kind of Brexit deal or no deal Brexit, and other things that involve international trade that we just don't know about. That these private equity firms that take large stakes in these lobbying firms, they don't do that for no reason. Okay, so but I'm digressing. Anyways, but if I could, just to review a little bit of this article, just so you understand, and this is in February of 2015, okay? This is a couple weeks before he goes on to CSPAC. I think he does some kind of onstage interview with Sean Hannity, and he's basically feeling the waters for whether or not he's going to run for president. He hasn't even announced yet. It's February 2015. He would later announce in the summer of 2015, as if I got my times right. But, and this is a couple weeks before that. And like I said, it's, David Pecker brought over in an upcoming edition or a current edition of the National Enquirer, the cover story being with Prince Andrew and the exclusive with Virginia Roberts Guthrie, who said in court documents that Epstein forced her to have sex with him at his Upper East Side home. She told the tabloid that Epstein paid her to have sex with Britain's Prince Andrew, etc. One of an expansive retinue of high-flying elites who enjoyed Epstein's company and took advantage of his private jet. So, Trump had been following the story closely in the weeks or so leading up to his CPAC speech. David Pecker, who owned the Enquirer until it was sold and ruined, earlier this year visited Trump on the 26th floor of Trump Tower, bringing along an issue with a Prince Andrew and Epstein-related cover, according to people familiar with the meeting. Pecker, of course, was in the business of protecting Trump, an early supporter of his presidential campaign. Pecker had helped catch and kill at least 2 stories involving the real estate mogul, etc. Trump's lawyer, Michael Cohen, who would later go to prison in part for his role in these hush money schemes, was in the room when Pecker sat down. Pecker, he later told me, used to send him articles and issues before they were published so that he and Trump could read them. After the meeting, Trump called in Sam Nunberg, then a Trump Organization employee, who saw Pecker leaving Trump's office. Michael was sitting in there when I came in, and the issue of the National Enquirer with the picture of Prince Andrew was on his desk, Nunberg recalled. He said, he's talking about Trump, he said not to tell anyone that Pecker had just been there, and he brought the issue with him. Trump said that Pecker had told him that the pictures of Clinton that Epstein had from his island were worse than the pictures of Prince Andrew, presumably. Cohen, speaking by phone from the Federal Correctional Institution in Otisville, corroborated Nunberg's version of events, though he declined to add any additional information about the meeting. I had always focused on that, and I still do, but, the comments about Clinton, because it goes to my theory, but, the fact, I think the Prince Andrew thing is a big part of this. And it just seems as though the United Kingdom is like one of the only world players that has been even slightly, willing to work with Trump. And I think that this Prince Andrew element has a big reason to do with it. I do. But so, I mean, it's interesting that the story about Sarah Huckabee Sanders joining this lobbying firm that was began and founded by a couple of former Clinton aides, Doug Band being one, President Clinton's former personal assistant, and another guy, I forget his name, darn it, Kelly or DeClan Kelly or something. Teneo was founded in 2011 by Bill Clinton's former personal aide, Doug Band. DeClan Kelly, who worked in Hillary Clinton's State Department, he was the envoy to Ireland, to Northern Ireland, and he was appointed by Hillary Clinton in 2009. Okay, and a businessman, Paul Keary. And there's Doug Band right there, pictured with Ghislaine Maxwell. This is a photo from 2007. He now lives in New York, where he posed in a February 2007 photo with Ghislaine Maxwell, the woman reported to act as Madam for pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. And supposedly he had a falling out with Chelsea Clinton, Doug Band did, over some conflict because he worked on the Clinton Foundation as well. Doug Band did. He co-founded Teneo in June 2011, and later that same year had a falling out with Chelsea Clinton, who accused Band of having conflicts of interest between his work at the Clinton Foundation and his new firm, Teneo, that he founded in 2007 with DeClan Kelly, a former State Department employee, envoy to Northern Ireland, appointed by Hillary Clinton. Band left the Clinton team the next year, but he maintained his ties to them. Teneo, that lobbying firm that Sarah Huckabee Sanders is in talks to join with, okay, Teneo hired Hillary Clinton aide Uma Abedin, her longtime confidant and associate, to do consulting work for the firm while she worked with the Clintons at the State Department, an arrangement that raised eyebrows. I pointed out George Mitchell, it works for the firm, etc. In fact, I think his picture's in here somewhere. There he is right there. But anyways, I was looking up the firm a little bit, and it was founded in 2011. But in 2015, I think in June-ish 2015, they bought a UK outfit, a UK communications firm, basically, another form of lobbying firm, and some other UK outfit as well, similar in nature, basically doubling their size in June-ish 2015, right around this time, a few months later. It's not that those two times aren't the same. I'm just saying, and it's a UK outfit, okay? So, and they basically doubled their size. And just is getting all these points seem to converge on the UK. I don't even have it up here, but just recently, in June of 2019, just a couple months ago, a UK outfit private equity firm, massive firm, with like $23 billion under management or something like that, or $50 billion under management, took a majority stake in Teneo. And that's a UK outfit. I don't know. I'm losing track. It just seems very weird that all these things, Trump, Clinton, converge in the UK. Prince Andrew, Epstein, the Queen, Prorogation, Boris, who just met with Trump at the G7. Trump is, it's being reported. It's not like my conspiracy that this is what Trump wants. He wants the UK to leave the European Union. My guess is there's huge financial reasons for that too, for everybody, for private equity firms that are buying majority stakes in lobbying firms that are based in the UK, and for all these other players too. That wouldn't shock me at all. And it's just very strange. I mean, and that's pretty much it. In this press conference, this is the press conference after the G7 meeting when he was there with Macron, and then Macron goes off stage and he did his own press conference, took a ton of questions. But one of the things that he's asked about is Boris, and Boris Johnson. And he said something that to this, I still don't understand what he's referencing. I'm going to put it out there, maybe for those of you who actually bother to listen all the way this to the end. And if you did, I commend you. But he said something. I'm like, what is he talking about there? And I wonder what other people's thoughts are.
Boris Johnson will be a great prime minister. We like each other, and we had a great 2.5 days. I've been waiting for him to be prime minister for about 6 years. I told him, what took you so long? I think he's going to be a great prime minister.
What is he talking about? I mean, 6 years ago is 2013. He was president in 2000. I don't know what he's talking about. I really would like that. I do think that is pointing to something, but I just wanted to see. I don't know if I bookmarked it, but as part of my shoot. And by the way, I do think that personal assistant, I think she was fired because of this. I doubted myself in my own video. I don't doubt it. I think she was fired because this got out that Sarah Huckabee Sanders was in talks to join this lobbying firm. I do believe that for sure. I do. Teneo. And just can't remember if I bookmarked the big UK private equity firm that there it is right there. CVC Capital, which is massive. They're huge. Teneo has sold a majority stake to UK-based private equity firm CVC Capital Partners. As former majority owner, BC Partners exits after 4.5 years. It's not real important. I just wanted to see how big they were. And again, I forget. Shoot. I just want to illustrate how big this private equity firm is that owns a majority stake in this lobbying firm, that has a big portion of it's in the United Kingdom. They have offices all over the world, like, I don't know, 17 offices, who knows, 50 offices, I'm not real sure. But the size of the private equity firm that lobbying firm is worth like, $700 million. But they have $123 billion in funds committed. CVC Capital Partners, the private equity firm that owns a majority stake in this $700 million lobbying firm. Why do you think they do that? And there's all these deals going on, international trade deals going on, of leaving the European Union, Brexit, what's going on in China, Japan. Do you think these private equity firms have an incentive to be involved in those things, to have a say in those things, or have a say in the outcome of those things? And was all this being, is this how it would have went for Hillary? Okay, until Trump's like, no, there's a new sheriff in town, and you're gonna, you can come along for the ride, but it's my game, and because of what I have on you, and Prince Andrew or whatever, Bill. And then it all just changes, you know? Lousy video. That's the story there, man. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.